Hey everyone, and welcome back to Basic Math with Miss Bucko. Today we're going to focus on counting using the math way all the way from 1 up to the number 19. But before we get started on that, we're going to start with our application problem as we're going to do every day. Remember, our application problem is going to help us to connect what we did in previous classes, and it's also going to help us to connect with the lesson that we're learning today. So, first rule of an application problem, just like we talked about last time, is to read all the way through it. This time, we're not going to even have our pencils up. I'm going to put mine down, and we're just focusing on what the problem says. So, I'm going to read it along. I'm going to read it here. If you can see it and read along at home, great. Okay, so the problem says, at recess, 17 students were playing. 10 students played hopscotch, while 7 played tag. Draw to show. So I know that in this assignment, I'm going to need to draw to show. And I'm going to need to go back into my problem to make sure I pull out all of that important information. So now's my time that I'm going to take out my pencil, or in this case, my marker, and start marking up my problem to pull out those important facts. So at recess, 17 students were playing. That's going to be important information. 17 students. 10 students were playing hopscotch. Again, that's going to be important information. But this time, instead of circling 10 and just underlining students, I need to figure out what were those students doing that makes that group unique from everything else in the problem. So I'm going to make sure that I underline played hopscotch, because that's important for the number 10. Now I'm going to keep going. 7 played tag. I see another important number. And again, I'm not just going to underline something like students. I need to underline what makes this unique. What is unique to the number 7 in this problem? And that's that the students were playing tag. So I'm going to underline that there. Now that we have all of our important information, we can do our solve. We're going to draw to show. So remember, our students are at recess, so I'm going to draw 2 happy students, because we're all happy when we get to go to recess. Okay, give her nice curly hair. Great. So this is who our problem is focused on, the students. And now I'm going to break it into my 2 groups. I know I have a group of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when I draw my group, I want to make sure that I'm labeling it so that when I go back, I remember what was my picture all about. So I know that the 10 students were playing hopscotch. So I'm going to write hopscotch right above my group so that I remember that that's what it represents. Now, I have another group that I need to draw, and it's a group of 7. So I'm going to draw them now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, these students were not playing hopscotch. These students were playing tag. So I want to make sure that I label it to show that these students were playing tag. Now I know that I have a group of 10 and a group of 7. So I have 10 ones and 7 ones. Remember, it's always important to write your answers out in a sentence so that whoever's reading your work, or if you go back to your work later, you remember what you were solving for. So, with that, we're going to start today's lesson, which I'm really excited for. And please bear with me because there's lots of tricky things, and I'm going to make sure that I do them correctly. So, like I said, we are going to count using ones and the say 10 method all the way up to 19. So, to start, I'm going to get myself a group of 10. So, I have here a bunch of cubes. Let's see if I can do this. I practiced really hard. Whoop, there we go. Okay, so I have all my cubes right here, and each one of my fingers has 1 cube on it. So if all of my fingers are covered in cubes, I know that I have how many? Right, I have 10 cubes. Excellent. But we're not just going to stop at 10. We've been working a lot with groups of 10 ones and other ones. And we're going to learn how to say those groups without using the word and anymore. We're going to take and out, and we're going to say it the say 10 way. So if I bring one of these yellow guys over and I still have the 10 on my fingers, I have 10 and 1. But that's not how I'm going to say it the say 10 way. I'm going to say that I have 10, 1. And it's just that easy. I'm just going to say what I have on my fingers and what I have left over. So again, it's 10, 1. Let's try another one. Ooh. All right. Now I have 10, 2. 10. Good. I have 10, 3. Uh-oh, one fell down. Now I have 10, 4. Very good. Let's pick them up. Oh, I'm so talented. Oh, no. All right. Now I have 10, 5. Very good. 10, 6. 10, 7. 10, 8. Uh-oh. Oh no! We're having a crash landing. Technical difficulties. This is harder than it looks. All right. If you have cubes at home, you can definitely try this too. It's a lot of fun. It's just really hard. Okay, now I have 10, 9. Oh, and I don't need this guy, so I'm going to put him right over there because we're going to stop at 10, 9 because 10, 9 represents 19. It's 10 and 9, which is the number 19. So now that we've used our cubes, let's try it with something else. Because there's lots of things in your house that we can use over this break to make 10s and 1s. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a group of 10 cars. And I borrowed all of these cars from Mr. Bucko because he has lots of cars at our house. So I have, that's 4, 5, so 6, I'm going to move this guy to the back, 7, 8, 9, 10. So just like when we had the 10 blue cubes on my fingers, these cars are not going to change. But I am going to change how many I'm adding to my next group. And that's how we're going to be able to say our number in our special math way. So right now I have 10 and one more. So I'm going to say 10, 1. 10, good, 2. 10, 3, 10, 4, 10, 5, 10, 6, 10, 7, 10, 8, and last but not least, we're going to use this cute little Easter bunny car, 10, 9. I hope you can see him. I'm going to put him in the front. So when you're at home, I want you practicing using this way. Remember, you're not going to use and anymore. You're going to take and out and just say your 2 sets of 1s. 10, 9. Okay? So before I let you go and give you some at-home practice, I do want to do some practice with you guys while we're here. So let me quickly clean up these cards. I will organize them later. Okay. Put these over here. So I have here 2 practice problems for us to try. Now, if you want to try similar problems at home, this is really easy to make. All you need is a piece of paper and a marker and pencil, or note cards, or a whiteboard if you have one at home. All you're going to need to do is make sure that you have 2 10 frames drawn for each of your problems. Once you have that, you can do as many of these practice problems as you want. We're going to do 2 for today, and then I'm going to show you your homework for this afternoon. So, our first problem says I can make 10, 3. Now, instead of using objects like we did before with the cars and objects like we did before with the cubes, this time I'm just going to draw little circles inside my boxes to represent my numbers. So, if my number is 10, 3, I know that I need to first make a group of 10. Good. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Now I also need to make a group of 3. Good. So over here I'm going to write 1, 2, 3. Now just by doing that, we've shown the number 10, 3. It's that easy. So you guys can practice it a lot at home. Let's do one more. Our next one says I can make 10, 7. So the first number I'm going to make is, that's right, I'm going to make a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to stop right there. The second number I need to make is, that's right, you guessed it, 7. So I'm going to come to my next 10 frame and I'm going to draw my 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's all you need to do. We're just drawing the first part and the second part in 2 different 10 frames. And then you're all done. So tonight, for homework, I'm going to again attach these below our Facebook video. Your first assignment is going to look exactly like Miss Bucko's practice assignment. You're going to get it for 2 different problem sets, and all you need to do is draw them. Again, if you don't have the materials to make your own at home and take a picture to submit, then I'd like you to just use objects around your house. Remember, I used cars and cubes. You can use anything that you have laying around to separate into a group of 10 and a group of whatever other number you have. Once you do that, just take a picture of it and submit it below the Facebook video. Now, your second part is a little bit trickier to do if you do not write it down. So, the second part is going to be a matching game. And again, I'm going to take a picture of this so you'll be able to see it better. But this is showing a picture of a 10 frame and you need to draw a line to match it to how we say that number. Now, what I will do for you is I'll number these pictures on the side and you can just write the numbers in order that they appear on this worksheet on the Facebook and I'll check it that way. But if you do have the ability to print it out or you can take a picture and draw on it on Snapchat or one of those other apps, that would be great too. So that's all we have for today and I will see you next time on Basic Math with Miss Bucko. Bye guys!